Just who am I? It's probably one of the hardest questions anyone could ask. Describe yourself. What makes you the person you are today? What makes you the right person for this profession? My recipe is an amalgamation of many things. An intense connection to people around me. A Sherlock Holmes persona that drives me to solve any problem. A comfort level with leading others. A desire to share my knowledge with others and contribute to others' personal and professional growth. Integrating the idea that no one person can know it all, but there's nothing wrong with trying. And finally, being a mouthpiece, the one who speaks their mind, the one who speaks for others, the one who knows how to work inception into every conversation with her children. And speaking of children, I wouldn't be me without them. 3 fabulous kids. 1 supportive and ridiculously understanding husband. 1 gigantic Portuguese water dog, and a partridge in a pear tree. Well, not to toot my own horn, but I'm always thinking, trying to solve a problem or make things better. I am an accomplished professional. I'm always trying to better myself, always trying to search for new knowledge. And as a great lover of knowledge, I added education to my repertoire, which allows me to contribute to the profession of pharmacy by building strong candidates for my profession. And all of these things have made me into a person who's very comfortable learning and working in a group, sharing ideas, building on those theories in order to create action. And after hearing this great concoction of qualities, you might think my life couldn't get any better. But then, it did. And not without flying through a number of hurdles first. After being a pharmacist for 16 years, I felt burdened of being too late to the party every single time. I was always trying to put out the fire instead of preventing it, or being on the side of investigating the cause of an issue. And the best part of my job was the people and talking with them, building relationships, being their source of information. But I knew that my communication skills could translate well into other specialties. So I tried my hand at diabetes education, and then geriatric pharmacy. And I loved it. But the same issues persisted. The patients that were referred to me were already so sick, I couldn't do much for them, really. Although I could see the impact I was making, and it helped me, I did latch onto that idea that I was making a difference. This all came crashing to a halt when one of my very first diabetic referrals died from a drug overdose. I'd been working with him for more than a year, trying to regulate his brittle type 1 diabetes, but struggling regularly with his persistent use of recreational drugs and cocaine in particular. We had a great patient-clinician relationship, and he was very honest with me about his drug use, and I never judged his choices. We frequently talked about his goals for the future and the demons from his past, and I knew he was walking a fine line between his underlying psychiatric disorder, family commitments, financial woes, and the pull of the high. Again and again, I was restricted to my scope of practice as a pharmacist doing diabetes education, and there was precious little I could do to get him into a rehabilitation center or arrange for regular subsidized counseling, despite my encouragement at every meeting we had. And when Bradley died, I took this very personally. Although the rational side of me knew that his death was not my fault, I couldn't help but feel that we'd all failed him. This experience further highlighted the significant lack of access to all areas of healthcare, especially in underserviced areas like Niagara Falls, where I'd been working. I decided that day to abandon the safety of my lengthy healthcare career in order to answer the gnawing and ever-growing desire to join the healthcare team of professionals that were trying to solve medical mysteries before they became sad stories like Bradley's. And I found the profession of physician assistant. It was very much aligned with my professional desires. I read countless stories about physician assistants making a difference in populations that had already reached their maximum capacity to deliver comprehensive healthcare. I relished in the idea that physicians welcomed this burgeoning profession. They recognized that the system was intrinsically flawed, and maybe, just maybe, physician assistants might be the answer to an ongoing problem of supply and demand. I found that the qualities that were so critical to a physician assistant profession were nearly identical to the qualities that I had spent years cultivating. I'm no stranger to hard work and multitasking. In fact, I think that unique 10% of myself is founded on being a fantastic juggler. I'm at my best when all the balls are in the air, perfectly balanced by my desire to fulfill my inner drive and the need to succeed. I think my ability to lift heavy weights at the gym is just a perfect metaphor for the heavy burdens I hold high in my regular daily life. Now, these shoulders were made to carry many burdens, but I recognize that they're strong from the many people and experiences that have shaped me into the person I am today. We are all, each of us, creatures of our experiences and desires, and I'm no different. I'm so thankful to be able to expand my family to include like-minded professionals. I'm ready to be a physician assistant.